Welcome to Elks101. Another episode of Elks Central, breaking this one down.
Reagan, touchdown Edmonton! Fajardo, Dunbar, back on top go the Elks!
Welcome in, Elks101, Monday, August 10th. Declan, Eddie, and Rick here for another episode of Elks101. We're going to go around the league, look ahead to Edmonton's game against Toronto this weekend, talk some CFL betting lines, bet with ElksNation. Not hitting on the parlays yet, but listen, parlays are tough to put together.
3.
I think we're 0 for 4. Well, I think we're 0 for 3. We would have been 0 for 4, but I forgot to bet it one week. But this is what I'll say, like, parlays are tough. 8-leg parlays are tough, man. So if you took every bet individually, we're not doing terribly. I don't know what our hit rate is. It's probably,
How'd we come out on that last parlay?
it didn't hit.
No, I know it didn't, but how far off were we?
I'd have to go back and look. I forget the lines off the top of my head. I never write them down, right? I just bet them as we go through them. So I'd have to go back and look. But no, listen, all we need is one to hit. Because if you're betting $30 every week, that's like, and we started late. So that's like $300 a season. One of those cashes for like $5,000 and you're set. That's all you need. Yeah.
All you need is one.
Before we get into everything, let's talk about it. How was the weekend?
The weekend was good, man. It was pretty low key for the
relaxing.
Yeah. Nothing crazy went on. I think I probably bike rode about 50 clicks with the kids. Like, we go out for big bike rides.
Dude, I was itching for a bike ride this weekend, funny enough. I don't think I've had a bike. I haven't owned a bike since I was like 12, probably.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah, a couple of years ago, took out like some electric bikes in Kananaskis and was just ripping around there. And it was like, dude, it was still one of like the fondest memories I have of like the last 5 years. It was just one of those things though, like the vibes were great. And I was like, wow, this feels like a Zooey Deschanel movie. Yeah. But yeah, how much do electric bikes go for? Do you know? That's a lot.
But you don't need no e-bike. Why can't you just get a regular old leg powered bike?
No, I know. It's like,
you don't need the extra juice.
It's such a cop out, right? But there is something nice. And honestly, this is the thing. Like, I had such a specific situation. It was like a Saturday in Kananaskis in like late summer. Where like exactly, right? Yeah. So it's like I get on one ripping around.
Hot,
like,
sun's radiating.
Yeah, like I'm ripping on Lessard Road and it's like, this isn't exactly the same.
Different.
So But the thing is, like, I don't want just a pedal bike for like exercise. You know what I mean?
No, but it's fun to rip around on just a pedal. Like I say, I'll do 20K at a time with the kids, and like, it's a lot of fun, man. It's a lot of fun, and it's not crazy long. Like, you could certainly do a deck.
Oh yeah, for sure. And it is like
a runner.
Yeah.
What do you mean out here wanting an e-bike?
I gotta save my legs for running.
Oh my goodness.
Do you guys do Folk Fest ever?
Never.
Yeah, never. Hey, Rick, do you?
No, I'm usually at work, so we're too busy.
Yeah. Do you guys get like a big after?
Yeah, we get a pretty good push afterwards. And then I have a lot of staff like to try and go. So I was like, hey, you know what? I'm more of a sports guy. I'll try and take my time off in sports times. Y'all go have your time right now. Yeah,
like I haven't been to Folk Fest in like probably like 20 years. Like I think since I was like 6 years old or something. So even longer than that. It's obviously a huge thing here in the city. Like everyone kind of gets up for it. I don't know how you do that for 4 days. Like, I don't know. Now, I guess granted people like, what is it? Like a 50-50 split. You're going there for the social aspect versus actually going for the music, maybe a little higher towards the social aspect. Like I didn't even go for a full day Saturday. Yeah. I was like, there's no way I could do this 4 days in a row. Like I don't know.
Back in the day, if I was partying like on a bender, then maybe it's a different story, but
I never liked benders. Like I was never a big bender guy. Even when I was like in my prime, I'll put that in air quotes. Like I always, after like 2 days, I felt
that's
disgusting.
about it. You feel so grimy,
dude. And now the reason I was going to ask, like, I didn't even go that crazy, but I feel like I've gone to the age where I'm almost hitting like 2-day hangovers. And so I was going to ask you guys, cause I'm a little bit younger than you guys. Like when did that start hitting for you?
Man, probably, I mean, it's coming up on 3 years since I haven't drank, but mid 30s.
Yeah, mid 30s. Okay.
435. Yeah, right in there. How about you, Rick?
Probably right around there. I haven't really got out of the pool yet. So, working in the club all the time. If you take long stretches off, then it hits you harder. But if you keep, it's like staying in shape. If you keep it going.
Yeah.
It's not as bad.
I bet if I drank now and like I used to, oh buddy, it would put me down.
Yeah, the next day is going to be a slow
It would
one.
put me down. Like 6 beers would probably, you wouldn't have me floored by any means, but I would be hammer smashed off 6 brewskis.
Yeah, because that's like all I only drank beer. And listen, Folkfest beers, like people were telling me, it's kind of like the old Rexall beers. Like there's a little extra zip to them. There's a little extra pop, and you feel it like when it hits your lips. Like, whoa,
They have draft over there?
Yeah, they did. It was all Big Rock, which I'm a big fan of. Like I like, cause it's, you think of like Bears games, right? Like getting a grasshopper at the Drake or something like that. But they like floor you a little bit, like a good little bit. And I was like, whoa, it got home.
You get caught in the sun too, man.
Yeah, the sun was a big part of it. I honestly, like, I only think I had like 8, like 7 or 8, and like not.
There's a
Like,
lot. There's a lot of
kinda-
little factors that lead into it. There's the sun. There's the no eating.
Yeah.
You're out there, so you know you have 1, but you think you had 1, but it was actually 3.
It's also like my biggest bro science take is like your environment directly plays into like how drunk you get. Like it has
Totally.
But dude, I swear, like people are going to listen to this and shut it off because I'm like, that kid is an idiot. Like I can't listen
That's
to
the
this.
thing.
But no, dude, I feel like I've literally like drank and just like not been in the mindset of getting drunk. So like I haven't gotten that.
Yeah.
drunk.
Oh, it's a
You know
thing
what I
for
mean?
sure.
Like, okay.
For sure. If
I'm glad to
you're
hear you
not
back
in
me on that.
like mode.
Yeah.
Like I've been like kind of, you're going out with the boys, but you're kind of downer for some reason.
Yeah.
And it's you're dragging, or you had a nap and you woke up groggy or
Yeah.
type deal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like
Pre-game nap, and it just went on a little too long.
Like I was telling you about that weekend I was at that wedding I was at a couple weekends ago. Like didn't really know anybody, but you know, you're drinking for the social aspect of it. But it was just like I wasn't really trying to, like it wasn't my homies I was partying with, so I wasn't really trying to party. So like over the duration of, I just got sick. I didn't even really get like.
So I'll counter that. Like for me, if I was at that wedding, we're probably different socially, but I would have been like trying to get people to turn up with me.
Yeah, no, I'm
Like I would have met some randoms at the Wood,
Yeah.
try to get some shots going.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I would have tried to be the vibe,
Yeah, I feel that.
instead of let the vibe be me.
Let's put that on a t-shirt. I'm cool to be the vibe when I'm like with my friends, but I never like in that situation, I never want to try and be that guy.
Be that guy.
Yeah,
I
because you
know.
just don't like a big thing. Like, I don't know. You just don't want to step on others' toes.
No.
I feel like, and it's like, I'm not that sick. So it's like, why am I trying to control this one?
I was just at a wedding when I was out in Toronto like a month ago, and there was that guy on the dance floor. Nobody was getting lit up. It was a pretty tame wedding, very elegant, very expensive wedding.
A little older, were they?
Yeah, for sure. But there was this one guy, I think he was mollied out for sure. The way he was dancing and moving, and you know what I'm saying? He was just dancing alone on the dance floor, and everybody's watching him, man. He was that guy, you know?
Was he like loving it or was
Loving it.
Yeah.
And it was good vibes. Like, it wasn't like, oh, look at this guy. Like, I was feeling, I'm like, yeah, dude, do your thing. Like, it was cool.
Yeah.
But he was that guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Dancing, literally grinding the air to himself. It's like, what are we doing, bro?
What was it? What was his connection to the wedding?
Yeah. Family member.
Was he, hey?
Brother-in-law to the groom.
A brother-in-law. So he was brother of the bride.
Groom's sister.
Oh, the groom's sister's
The
there.
groom's
Okay,
sister's husband.
Okay.
Yeah, so brother-in-law to the groom's
And-
sister's husband. So like direct family.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he was...
Now, was she keeping her watchful eye on him?
No, I think she was pretty gonzo herself.
Really, hey?
Now, the funny thing was at the rehearsal the night before, shy, reserved, didn't talk. The couple, they didn't engage with anybody.
Did he look a little geeky?
Yep. Didn't engage with anybody. Left the rehearsal dinner like early, right after the food was served. We kind of got the lowdown that they always dip out from family events early and stuff. Then the next day at the actual wedding, buddy got you. Just gone, bro.
Do you think it was like his first time taking something?
I don't know, but he wasn't drunk. Like I've been around enough pills. I've been in enough booze. Like he was not drunk.
It was something else.
Oh, he was loving it.
Dude, sometimes and Rick, you can actually probably speak to this the best, but I feel, and my frame of reference might be a little slighter, but I just think back to like high school grad or like a safe grad or something like that, where it's like, the geekier people, again, I put that in air quotes, they're the ones who like turn up the most. And you're like, I didn't know you had this in your bag. I didn't know they had this in you. Yeah.
It's those ones that are normally reserved.
Yeah.
You get a couple in you and you're like, that kind of goes away. This is my time to shine.
The alter ego.
I'm like, where you been hiding this? Yeah. Like,
and then they get a little attention from other people and they're like, okay, I'm really into this.
Oh, totally, Rick. They turn super cool.
Exactly.
you're like,
when
they
get
take
that
it to
attention.
another level.
And then they're comfortable with the attention. Normally they don't want it.
yeah. You're like, you've had this the whole, like I was unfamiliar with your game.
Yeah,
Good for you, man.
And then next
like,
day at breakfast, they're completely different.
that's
again.
what I was going to say. The next day they're like
Quiet, back to
like,
reserve.
hey, I got to go read this book later.
Yeah,
Like, I'll catch you in a little bit. And you're like, oh, good for you, man. And it's just one of those, it's one of those drops in the bucket where you're like, oh.
It's like, hey, you have a good time last night? Yeah, man, it was okay. Yeah, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Back to it.
Exactly. Like, they don't even know like what they got into, you know? Man. But yeah, Shadow Folk Fest. I see where people go. It was a lot of fun. Do we want to jump into, I wanted to get into this one because there was an article that came out from CFL.ca. It was 5 unconventional awards midway through the season. I wanted to throw it at you guys and see who your picks were for
I like this.
The first one, and I'll give my answers as well. The first one was biggest confirmation. And their answer was the Montreal Alouettes, which I think it's like, obviously the Owls kind of confirming their spot as the best team in the league. I think it's tough to go against Montreal after what they did against Edmonton. I might have to go with Ottawa on the opposite end of the spectrum. Granted, they were playing a really good team in a really tough place to play, but Saskatchewan was missing 3 legit, like, game-breaking starters who were 3 game-breaking Canadians. So not only did they have to come in with a whole new depth chart, they also had to come in with a whole new ratio, and they still dog-walked Ottawa.
So what you're saying is they are who we thought they are.
Yes. I've been thinking about this one a lot too, because I feel like we talk about it a good little bit week in, week out. I'm starting to, like, I don't actually think it'll happen because there's just no way. But 0-18 feels on the table. Like, it feels on the table for Ottawa. I don't think so. I think they'll probably end up like 2-16.
Jake Mayer didn't look bad against Sask.
No, and the first half they had a lot of positive, but it's like, again, like, it's a 2-half game, and if you can't finish a game ever, because they can't.
They'll catch a Hamilton. They'll catch a Hamilton.
I agree.
Be a win.
I don't think they'll actually finish 0-18 because that's just too crazy. But this is the first time all season I've felt it's actually on the table.
Well, let's just look at it this way with Ottawa. I don't see them beating any West team. Do you see Ottawa beating Winnipeg, Calgary, Sask, Edmonton, or BC? I just don't see it. Maybe a BC.
No, but
I don't see them beating any West team in a game.
But my thing is, like, I don't see them beating any team in a game in a vacuum. You know what I mean?
I could see them beating an East team. I could see Ottawa beat Toronto or Hamilton.
Like, I could see them getting a win. I could see them beating Hamilton. That'd be the one team I could pick. But I could see them getting a win. Like, whatever the situation is, like, maybe it's Calgary and they just can't score that day, and VA turns into a pumpkin and turns the ball over.
I just don't
like
see
maybe
that even.
Fair. Hamilton would be the team, but
it's Hamilton or Toronto. And Toronto,
who does Ottawa play this week?
Don't know.
This week they play Winnipeg.
Like, that's not
at Princess Auto.
Never going to beat Winnipeg.
Zach Calero's practicing.
Well, this will be a record-breaking game if they don't win today or this week. Sorry,
for the losing streak, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
So Ottawa's got bringing in an 8-game losing streak to start this season. Which makes them 13 consecutive losses, which ties them with Shreveport from 1994 and a team we won't speak of from 2022 to 2023.
Been there, done that.
Been there, done that for sure.
I will speak on it. The Elks is who Rick is referencing. And that's part of the reason we are where we are, or had been where we had been, because now we're in successful times. But they changed the name to the Elks, and all people they lost. So people just identify losing with the Elk. That was part of the problem. But what happens? You win games, people come.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, if you were like picking the best play, and we'll get back to that article in a sec. If you were picking like the best players in the Elks history, not the Double E history, not the Eskimos, but just the Elks history, like 93% of them come from this season. You know what I mean? Like, or last season for the back half.
Yep.
Like, that's granted, it's obviously, it's pretty new. It's pretty limited. Like, it's a pretty limited sample size, but that's still pretty crazy to think about. And I don't think I'm out of bounds saying that.
No, you're not.
So,
you're not. So, Rick, what was your answer? Sorry, it was Montreal. You confirmed that?
Yeah, that's really, I mean, are we just talking teams or players?
What was the term used? Your
biggest confirmation. And it was about, teams.
Team? Oh, it was teams. Okay.
Then yes, there's I
was
mean,
going to go different, but yeah.
I would say even Ottawa is probably a little bit worse than I expected them to be.
They look like bad, man.
Yeah. And
Games are
Montreal's
60
better
minutes,
than I
not
thought
30.
It would be to be honest, Rick. Like I'll go complete opposite end of the spectrum. Like I didn't think Ottawa would be that bad. I didn't think Montreal would be this good.
They look.
But yeah, I'll have to agree. That's probably, if we're talking team wise, my off the radar pick would have been, it's the confirmation that your starting quarterback is everything, because the teams with their starting quarterback still who had played all games, they're the best teams in the league record wise. That would be my confirmation, but
I like that.
I was just trying to be,
I like the direction you're
trying
going
to be
in.
creative, you know?
The only other one I was like trying to maybe think about from like just the MIDI perspective is Winnipeg. And it is a little bit tough to grade them because they have had their quarterback issues. But like we've sat here and said like they're, not what they used to be. They're so much older. And week in, week out, they just look exactly like that. You know what I mean? Like they did have a bye last week, so it's tough to put them in that category, not having played a game. But they look like the most 4-4 average age of 36 years old team ever.
Quick sidetrack only because it totally relates to Winnipeg's team, and a quick in or out question that we had on Sports 1440 this morning on the Tom Gazzola show that our producer Brandon the Duke Douglas brought up. And is that and this is because as well, Laramie Tunsil for the Washington Commanders out with a torn tricep, might miss the whole season.
I know, crazy.
Starting left tackle. Is outside of the quarterback, because that's the number one most important position, is the left tackle the next most important position on a football field? And why I say this now is because Winnipeg, look at the struggles that Stanley Bryant has had as an aging, despite his status and being probably one of the best to ever do it. No, one of the best, not probably, to ever do it at his position. But he looks very, very average this season. And now Winnipeg's looking average, right? There's something there.
I think it's definitely up there. I've always kind of thought like, you pay the quarterback, then you pay the guy who gets the quarterback. So if you can have like a really elite game wrecking edge rusher who can get to the quarterback consistently, get in his face, force him to not go through his reads, make him uncomfortable in the pocket, make him climb the pocket if that's not what he does or it's not what he wants to do. I think that guy provides incredible value. And then the other thing is just, like defense is 50% of the game, or special teams, but defense is 50% of the game. So I would maybe say like a really elite edge rusher, but there's no question the left tackle has significant value.
Your blindside tackle is probably the second most important on your offense.
And that was actually my answer too. I said, there's no doubt it's always going to be quarterback number one, left tackle number two, defensive end number three. Yeah. And if you look at rosters, especially in the NFL with the salary cap, those are the top three highest paid positions. Right. I agree, Deck, but I'm going to say you got to protect before you can rush.
Let me give you guys another real quick sidebar. Would you rather have a really elite wide receiver or a really elite shutdown corner? I would too. But I think most people would pick wide receiver, and I totally get why.
Because they don't win championships.
But there's way more in your hands and your power as a defensive back. As a receiver, sure, you might be the best in the league, but you're out there running 50 plays and you might see 8 balls all game. So you're running 42 routes on air. Whereas a corner, it's in your control to shut someone down. So like you can have more of an impact in a game. That's part of the reason receivers are such divas, because they don't have a ton of controllable impact that's tangible to them. They're out of their control when they're getting the football, but yet they're having to run their asses off all day. Forget that. I'd never want to do that.
You gotta go through most routes at like 100%.
I would never want to do that, man. Just to maybe see a couple of footballs a game.
I mean, it is like having an elite wide receiver like that is a gift as well. Like I'm not gonna act like it's not, like having a Tyson Philpott or like a Tyler Snead. Like those are two cornerstones.
But still, you're not seeing the ball every play.
Yeah. So I think I would take corner. But I think and you pick corner as well, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think most people would you agree with me there? That most people pick wide receiver.
General population would take a receiver.
But general population is not winning championships. Amen. Defense wins championships.
Talk to me, Rick.
Don't forget those guys can also sit there and stop runs.
Yep.
They can also bait quarterbacks into making bad throws.
Yep.
So there's more than just watching their one receiver.
Turnovers
the only thing
are
I would
more
say,
impactful than touchdowns. Let's have that debate. Ooh. I would say an interception
I would disagree
an
personally.
interception is more impactful, I'll say, than a touchdown. If you're a starting corner, because that would be what they're doing. One's catching the TDs, one's picking it off.
Yeah.
What is more impactful?
I mean, the rate is generally so much lower for, interceptions versus touchdowns, or just takeaways versus touchdowns, like how many takeaways you get in a game versus how many touchdowns are scored. So when it happens, it generally provides a pretty big momentum swing and a pretty big bump. But like the thing I would go back to is like the final scoreboard. You don't win by
every touchdown, 6 points. Every turnover is not.
Okay. Now again,
and turnover,
let me argue.
Off the turnover, you have to get a touchdown.
Yeah, you do. You're giving your offense opportunity, but now a touchdown only can equate to that 6. What about now a pick 6 where you're getting a turnover and a touchdown, 2 biggies on one play? You feel me?
Yeah, for sure. But like, I don't know what
there's that now. So does that not make an interception maybe slightly more valuable?
But what about
a pick 6 is definitely worth more than just a touchdown because you get that extra on top of your 6.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I guess
I'm just arguing to argue.
Yeah. The turnovers are valid, but I'm just like, the scoreboard ticker doesn't check interceptions and fumble recoveries for how you
points.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 2.
But I hear you. Number 2. I'll let you guys go off on this one before I give you who CFL.ca had. Best performance on a new team. Where are you guys going for this one?
Oh, this is really good. Holy moly. Oh, easy.
I feel like a homer, but obviously my eyes are more on this team than anybody else, but I really can't see anybody else doing what they're doing on a new team. So I got to go with Austin Mack,
Yes. Yep. I had to rack the brain and then it just like, duh.
I mean, you always want to look at the other teams first, sure. Right? Because obviously we have that logo right there and we don't want to come off as what we are.
What new addition to a different team is, having the impact?
I'm trying like Jake Ceresna in week 1.
Oh, no.
He's still up there. He's still up there in sacks, I believe. I think he's like top 3 in sacks.
He's league lead. Him, Willie, and someone else are at 6.
Yeah.
Or maybe he's at 5, but he's right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's a good pull, Rick, actually. Or Deck.
That was
That's a really good one. That's a really, really good one.
You pull the low tide there, mixing us up. By the way, CFL.ca did have Austin Mack as their pick.
Do they rank? Do they give you a second?
It wasn't. Would have to be Jake Ceresna.
It wasn't a ranking. Yeah, I'm trying to think.
It would have to be. There's nobody else on other teams.
I mean, you're looking at really big stats at this point, right? Austin Mack's doing what he's doing. Jake has, his 5 sacks. Anybody else they need to be putting up more than that in their categories, and I don't think anybody else is.
No.
Trey
Ford?
I don't think it can be him.
Just kick a guy while he's out the door, huh?
Biggest out of nowhere splash.
Teams or players?
Players.
Oh, he's not out of nowhere, but he's having a crazy splash right now, and that's Sneed.
Yeah, so you can just look at Montreal and pick a name. I think
we knew he was a good player, but we didn't know he was like the second best receiver in the CFL. So for me, I would say Sneed.
Yeah, that's not a bad pick at all. You went with Tyler Sneed as well, Rick?
Yeah, I mean, you can pick a couple guys on Montreal, I think. Like I know they were top of the top, but like were they this good?
I love what you guys are saying. When I give you who CFL.ca has, you guys will both be like, "Oh yeah, that is out of nowhere."
Okay, just drop me a little hint.
It's
a little slight. Even the team.
BC.
I was going to say Horvath.
It is Xander Horvath.
Honestly,
that was going to be your pick.
I was going to say him. I was going to go on a little tangent and I was going to say, I might even put him here because he's overtaken James Butler.
That's the thing for me. Yeah. Cause dude, no one knew this guy's name coming into the season. And CFL.ca had James Butler as the 3rd best running back in the CFL. We've talked about how talented James Butler can be, but what this guy has done to completely take the job from him, this is the guy now.
14 touches compared to 4 for James Butler in their last game. So I was just looking at those stats, talking about it this morning. So yeah, I'm not shocked by that at all.
And how about this? 10 total touchdowns on the season, tied for the league lead for running backs with 7 rushing touchdowns. He only had 26 touches last year total.
And he's very important because he's their short yardage QB as well. He's for a coach to trust in a player that's not a quarterback to be in those big moment situations. Every 3rd and 1 is a big moment, right? That shows there's a lot of value there to that player.
By the way, just as another sidebar, Tommy Stevens. Is he going to break the
That's what I was going to bring up his
Well, how
name
many
too.
is it?
Mike Pringle is the record with 19. Tommy Stevens is at 11,
Yeah, probably.
right?
I'm not high on that though. Like, sure, you can break it, but they're all from the one, man. And that's your job. I am not calling him down, cutting his knees off. I'm not, but I'm certainly not horny off him sneaking it in for 20 times.
It is. I get where you're coming from and like the lack of the flashes there. But my thing is like every CFL team since like the inception of the league has ran a short yardage offense, and
He's
no
a
one's
big
really
dude.
scored at the clip.
And
he
Cody
scored at.
Fajardo had like 12 last year, 11 as a backup for the first couple of games, and then came on into as the starter. So it's like he had 11 rushing TDs last year.
But he's got 11 in 9 games.
Yeah, I understand, but I'm
He's on pace for 22. Mike Pringle had 19.
that man, bro.
He was getting carries from
Are
the
you
one.
really trying? Are you just doing this for media, or are you really believing that?
That it's
You
impressive?
You can't, in your core, tell me that that's like something that gets you hot and heavy. You really believe that's like a cool feat?
Yeah,
Rushing it in from the 1 yard 19 times. And I don't, Deck, just
and he might not get there. To be fair.
respectfully, you can't compare him and Pringle.
Well, obviously
like, just
not.
don't do that. in this
Obviously,
argument.
but dude, like I'm saying, how quarterbacks have run a quarterback sneak from the 1 yard line from the inception of the CFL.
Yeah.
Which means that Pringle lost some touchdowns because whoever quarterback was back then was taken
But
instead
I'm
of giving
saying,
it to
like
him.
you're talking about, but just specific to the 1 yard thing, you're talking about it not being impressive, and he might cap out at 11. So this might end up being a dumb
No, he
argument.
won't. He won't.
But
He won't.
like
He'll
no
get
one's ever done it.
I'll say
So
this.
to do something no one has ever done when every team every year has had the chance to do it, that is impressive.
Yeah, but they lean, I guess here I'm kind of going to make your point. They lean on their short yardage package so much because it's effective.
Mm-hmm.
They get the job done. What's more impressive to me, I don't care about rushing in from the one. I care that they're putting him in with 4 minutes left in actual gameplay to run out the clock as their clock management quarterback,
Yeah.
essentially, to do read option plays. And they're doing that successfully.
Yep.
That's more impressive than just lining up on goal line and sneaking it in. Like goal line, man, that's a mishmash. I love football players, but
Look at
as
the
a
Elks. It
quarterback,
hasn't worked out for them.
As a quarterback, you don't have to do shit in goal line. You literally have to lean forward. You're not banging. You're not doing anything. You have to pump your legs a little bit, let the bodies pile up and find a seam. So I will take a little bit of credit away because it's his O-linemen who are doing stuff. As a quarterback, you have to get it and fall forward, man. Like, so to actually run the offense and read option, it's way more impressive to me.
Yeah, but like Tommy, because of his size, he gets a little, and like the size of his legs. I don't know if you guys have ever looked at his legs. It's like
Whoa,
trees.
pause.
But he gets a little more push than the average quarterback. Like, look
Yeah, he
at,
does. He's huge.
you know, yeah.
He's bigger than me, man. He's 6'5",
Yeah, he-
260,
like,
260.
he's
Probably
huge.
on a scale after game day, he's probably like 270.
You're probably like, you look at him and you're like, how are you a quarterback?
Yeah,
Like,
he's
he should
huge.
be a tight
He's a
end or
huge
something.
body,
Yeah.
huge body. And I'm not taking anything away. I'm just saying that doesn't, I'm way more impressed when you can actually be out there running an offense, not just falling forward.
Yeah, for sure. I get that. And I'll say, like, if he ends up with like 20 and Mike Pringle ends up with 19, Mike Pringle getting his 19 is more impressive than his 20. But I'm just saying,
Yeah,
for
for
like
his 20 or 2,000 yards
in
rushing.
a 100-some-year-old league, for no one to ever eclipse that total. And I hope I had the number right. I hope I'm
Yeah,
not
he's
just making
on
it
a
up.
good
Yeah.
clip. He is on a good clip. They lean on him a lot. Usually we don't see teams lean on their short yardage that much because it's effective, but it's not overly effective. It's effective because you have the yard separation on the line of scrimmage.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, with Tommy being as big as he is, he probably averages like 4 or 5 on his QB sneaks.
Most touchdowns ever is 23 by Milt Steele though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then
That year,
Pringle's got the rushing touchdowns at 19.
that year Mill had 23.
And
Like,
how
that
he got it,
MLB
it was on
season
like a little shovel pass too.
Yeah.
Not a traditional pass. I
No.
remember.
Man, best player to never win a Grey Cup by
Yeah, him and Doug Brown.
by miles.
Doug Brown.
All right. I think this is the second last one, or maybe the last one. Biggest surprise team.
You're looking at him.
Yeah, we're here living it.
Yeah. That was an obvious one. That was an obvious one.
Yeah.
Although I will say, I don't think the three of us were surprised. I'm going to give the three of us some credit. Like, I think we talked this roster up pretty well and good in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that people are going to listen to this or see this clip or whatever and be like, yeah, for sure, buddy. Like, revising history again. You can go back and play the clips from
A year ago,
from
when we were 1-6.
Yeah, you can go back and play the clips from February, from March, from January. Like, we were talking about this team with this roster that they were going to be in this spot.
It would. Yep. Yep. I would also say Winnipeg, I would add them in as a surprise team. We knew that.
Yeah, did they surprise you though?
Yeah, I was going to say, we knew that this is coming, the decline deck, but it's pretty steep. It's sharp. To be 1-4 at home, that's normally been the toughest place to play, you know, outside beyond Mosaic. You know, Winnipeg was the toughest place to play the past 5 years. And for them to be 1-4, that's tough, bro.
Yeah. The only other team I was thinking, but the argument doesn't even track because they haven't had Bo Levi Mitchell, was Hamilton. But like, it's just one of those things. Like if we went back to, you know, May 25th and said, hey, by the way, after 8 games, the Ticats are going to be 3-5. You'd be like, no, they're not. But it's a totally unfair argument because they haven't had their quarterback. So, and hey, Harrison Frost, he looked like there's a player. Yeah, it looked like there could be a little something there. This is the final one. Biggest coming out party. And this is for a player.
We all know this is all pretty standard.
Tyson Philpott?
CFL. Yeah.
They didn't go with Tyson Philpott.
Oh, good.
Which is
okay.
So,
so they're making us work for it. Biggest coming out player, Rick.
I mean,
and I don't even know if I agree, because the thing is, I'll give you guys kind of this hint, if you will. The player they went with, like, it's a good player. So my thing is, like, the way they went with this player, it's almost like they tried to be too cute with it, because by the same train of thought, you could have just gone with Tyson Philpott. You know what I mean? So
one of the 4 receivers then? One of the 4 top receivers?
It's a running back.
They're not saying rank.
No, they didn't get, they knew.
Be Horvath.
No, not Horvath. Another white boy though.
Oh, it's the kid from yesterday.
Is it
Yeah,
Tice?
it is Travis Tice.
Interesting.
It is Travis Tice. Like, then he limited workload last year. He only had about 370
I did
yards.
like him last year.
Yeah. But there's no question, like, he is having an unreal season. He's averaging 16.5 touches, 109 yards from scrimmage. He's got he's second overall in the league, got those 700 rushing yards. But my thing was, like, if the way they went with this, do you agree? Like, they tried to be a little cute with it. Like, by the logic, you could have just gone Tyson Philpott. Yeah. Because I'm trying to think, like, if I'm trying to think of a biggest coming out party that isn't one of those, like, guys, I maybe look at a guy like Zy Alexander, who I think is second in the league in interceptions, and we weren't really talking about him.
Not at all.
And like, when we talk about premier DBs in the league, like, I don't think his name comes up that much. Yeah. Now, granted, Calgary's defense is giving up so many points that it's like tough to, it's sometimes tough to point to what they do well and say, like, yeah, hey, good job, because they just get torched every week. But what he, like, 4 picks on the season for a guy we weren't really going to talk about or hadn't really been talking about, like, that's pretty impressive.
No,
Clarence Hicks as well got his 6 sacks. Like,
yeah,
they have some guys
got some sacks.
Yep, they got some guys who can put up some numbers. Jalen Hutchins is 4. Like, they got some dudes out there. But okay. I think that's anything else. Like,
I agree with that. Again, though, I would like them to probably pump Philpott a little bit more. Yeah. And the fact that he is a Canadian kid coming out of U Sport, just celebrate that a little bit more. You know? He wasn't even on the list, and he's having the best season in the CFL. He was on a list in any capacity.
No,
not that he needs to be. They talk about him a lot, but yeah, they did get too cute.
If you were giving your league MOP out today, would you give it out to Philpott or Davis Alexander or someone else?
Philpott.
Yeah, I have to agree.
Man, quarterbacks always get it. I would go away. It's okay to not give quarterback the award 1 year.
1,100 yards in 9 games.
Yeah, it's okay, you know, and I'm sure Davis Alexander is not going to be crying over it.
No.
Because everybody says, is it Philpott having the success? Because Davis who's throwing it, but if that by that logic, then give the MOP to the O-line.
Yeah. Of the Riders, for what Tommy Stevens is doing, rushing the ball. Do we want to get to a little Steele's Reels?
Let's rock and roll, baby.
Let's do that one. All right.
Now, go ahead, Ricky.
I was going to say, yeah, we just got a whole bunch of Sneed coming up.
Unfortunately, we like to showcase the double E plays on Steele's Reels, and this is going to be more in a negative fashion, just Sneed taking advantage of the secondary. He had a big game, and you got to respect players when they have a big game. First of all, let's check this out here. So we have Sneed in the slot, coming with his waggle. Offsides, by the way.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
Oh, good pause there, Ricky. Looks like it's just man cuff, and he beats him to a corner. It's a good throw. When you get a guy breaking to the corner, it looks more zone cuff.
I think it is zone, because you can see Kobe.
Sitting.
Yeah. You can see Kobe hit the flats pretty quick.
So it must be a match. So once he gets into the secondary safety, he's got to come down, read the route, match up. Just late on the break. And when you have out-breaking routes like that, it might have even been a Cov 2 type of a look because you had a couple shallow and then he hits the Sneed in the back there in the corner in between Cov almost.
Can we run it back one more time?
Because it's a well-placed football. Corner stays low. See that?
Yeah, he did.
Both half and corner. Well, that's half. This is a match. This is some sort of match defense for sure.
That boy was open though.
Yeah, he was.
Like I know Jalen was there for the tackle kind of immediately, but that dude was open.
Yeah, that's a good
that
throw.
Dude was open.
And it was good timing. So there's one, boom, first down, 30-yard throw almost.
Same route. Or was that the same play?
Same play.
Oh my goodness. I was like, dude, that's the exact same route.
Different angle though.
Yeah. Coming off a little PA. Yeah, that was really open.
This might have been a cut and Kobe didn't know he had.
Yeah. No, there's someone in the flat though.
But Kobe goes to the flat too. But regardless,
regardless, we don't have the playbook. We don't know exactly what the Cov is, but he was open.
This is the backbreaker
to end the first half.
Missed tackle. There was about 2 missed tackles. There was that one. Then there was a tackle that could have been had initially too, right off the catch. Quick strike. It's tough. Joel, I got to see the tight to see what Joel's depth looks like. He needs more depth.
Yeah.
And just look where he lines up to. Look at his depth compared to Nick Anderson's depth just off the jump here. One more, Rick. Yeah, just one more, just off the jump. Just look how Joel is lined up. Now, I'm not pinning this on him, but look at that yard. See how he's shallow compared to the other linebacker? That in itself hurts you. You need that depth. No need to be that close to the line of scrimmage. There's 10 seconds left. They're trying to get deep on you. Help yourself.
If he's a yard deeper, he gets a hand on that ball.
Honestly, help yourself. That's all it is.
This should be his touchdown here.
Wide. This one was another backbreaker too, right out of the half, man. Honestly, it has to be a bust because it's all coming back to me. I remember watching this too. There's a blitz coming, and all Davis Alexander does is throw to the vacated area where the blitzer came. So there's a blitzer coming from the hash mark on the top of our screen, so the field hash mark, and all Davis does is throw to the vacated area. You got 4 receivers running on that side of the field. You're losing a DB because he's now blitzing. So you're outmanned, you're out leveraged, and Davis totally takes advantage. Let's let this ride. And the blitz is late. Run that right from where you were, Rick. Look how far back the snap is now. You should be at the line of scrimmage. You're 4 yards off. So no way in hell are you ever going to get home. You're never at that timing. Way too late on that.
And not only is it late, but watch the guard. Like, look at how easily he picks up the blitz there.
Well,
number 65.
When you see it come in slow-mo from a mile away.
Yeah, dude. Like that is.
So
you're licking your lips.
I'll start with that's a poor blitz, poor timing, poor execution, extremely poor. Even Nick Anderson, look how slow he is. Yeah. Like Nick should be coming downhill now at the snap, but he's Peter pattering into it. Like that thing's got to be hit, man. That blitz was poorly timed, easily picked up. And the fact that they blitz, you have vacated space, vacated bodies.
That was Cordell blitzing too, man.
That was Cordell.
He's good at that too, usually.
That was poor.
He's good at that too, usually.
And part of why he needs to get there is because you're just going to put the offensive linemen in tough places. But when they can decipher and just pass off linemen in front of them and wait for the blitzer to come, dude, that is way too easy.
Well, and you make the point, like he knows like where he's vacating. So like, if you're not there, like that
is pitch and catch.
Yeah, exactly.
That honestly is pitch and catch right there, especially when the blitz is picked up with time. More pressure. More pressure. This was just a hell of a catch. Look at the pressure that's coming off the edges, though. Gets picked up. So the blitzes, they're not getting home right now. And when you're blitzing, usually you're man coverage on the back end. Looks like they're in some sort of man for sure. And just a hell of a play, man. And this is what totally reminds me of Weston Dressler. This was the play that just is like, oh my goodness, is that 7 for the Riders? Because to be this small little guy going across the middle, making the contested catch fearlessly, taking a bit of a pop. Yeah, it's a really good football play.
They both always do the thing too, where they like kind of like come down and lean with their shoulder.
Yes,
you know, right?
Yes,
like,
I do. Yeah, I do know exactly what you're talking about. I thought this was going to be a lot more of a physical hit too. He's lucky he didn't get his face taken off. He could have. Oof. I'm glad I never had to take those shots over the middle, man.
Back in the old days, he would have been hit.
What's that?
Back in the old days, he would have been hit.
Yeah. And you wouldn't have gotten a flag for it.
No.
Nowadays, you're totally getting a flag for that. If you get him high too, you might even get ejected.
No, ridiculous.
You know?
Listen, I'm fine with taking headshots out, but to lay those dudes out in the shoulder, like, come on.
Yeah.
Which I guess is what they try to work around for and make that part okay. But it always like, it's tough to target that specific. Like you're going to end up getting a little hot. Like, you know, it's just, you're in a tough spot.
So yeah, that was Steele Reels. Unfortunately, it was Montreal heavy, but we had to talk about some of the defensive play and how Sneed was able to feast on them. It wasn't all him just going out and gaming you. There was a lot of errors that you hurt yourself with, which again is something to be optimistic about. Because it's not like Montreal came and just whooped your ass. No, there was a lot of stuff you gave to them.
Yep. Okay. Are we ready to look ahead to the Toronto game?
Yeah.
Now, I'm pulling up the injury report here. Make sure I have it. Good. Just want to pull up one more thing. Now, I don't want to call this a must win because it's a week 11 game against Toronto. So that would seem a little disingenuous, but it's got some can't lose vibes to it. You lose this one, you go to, three game losing streak,
the middle of the pack.
And then if you lose this one, turn into your 6-4 team with 3 straight games against Winnipeg, Calgary, they're not right on your heels, but they're kind of within striking. They're within striking distance.
You lose this, and they're on your heels. You got 2 wins more than them.
Yeah, and you look at the games this week. Winnipeg is playing Ottawa, and Calgary is playing BC. Both at home. Nothing's guaranteed, but those feel like they could be 2 pretty winnable spots for Winnipeg and for Calgary, evidenced in the betting lines. We'll get to in a little bit. So if you lose this one, those 2 teams that are in striking distance that you're going to have to play 3 times over the next 3 weeks following this one, this is a sneaky big spot. This is a sneaky big spot for Edmonton.
I think it's bigger. We don't even have to look at the standings right now. I think it's just bigger just for the guys in the room. It's time to make a response. Like forget what your record is right now. It matters, but it doesn't really matter if I'm the coach right now. I don't care what our record is. We just went against the 2 best teams in the league. One game was within 2 points. The other game was, not so good, but there was a lot of self-induced harm, I think, in that second game. We need to respond. And again, this has 0 to do with the standings. I don't care if we're 16-0 or 0-16. We need to respond. I want to see what these guys can do this week.
I want to add this. I want to phrase in the form of a question, because at what point, and maybe it never happens, but you start the season really well. You get some big wins against Saskatchewan and Montreal. You've now dropped 2. If you were to drop this one, 3rd in a row, do you get in your own head about this? Like, we're not who we thought we were. Yeah.
Well, what I was actually going to say is this is a game where you emphatically have to stamp out any seeds of doubt, right? Because you lose 3 straight now, the seeds of doubt are there. And you have to really come out with a dominant performance. Like, this is who we truly are, for your own self-belief. Forget the league and us believing. In that locker room, you don't want that doubt to start to creep in, because losing is contagious.
Yep.
And you want to stomp that out as soon as possible, nip that in the butt.
And I talked about this yesterday, like Montreal and Saskatchewan, to give credit to them. Montreal, it feels like you darn near got to play a perfect game to beat them.
Yeah.
Saskatchewan, I don't think they're quite at that level, but similar, kind of tiers that way. Toronto, I think you got a lot of ways to win this game. And Toronto, you know, the way Chad Kelly turns the ball over and just some of the things they do, like they do a lot to shoot themselves in the foot. So there are a lot of different areas you can take control of this game in. And then I would go like, if you're trying to say like if you just want to go list by list, side by side, like which team are we checking boxes for? If you put 10 categories beside each team, I feel like you're checking off 9 or 10 for Edmonton. You know what I mean? Like they're just going to be the better team when you do those comparables. So to have that mixed with how many different ways you can win, and then as another aside, like mixed with how often Toronto kind of does it to themselves, like there can't, you can't be giving this one up.
No, you can't. And it's got to be a dominant win.
Yeah.
It can't be a close game. This is one, there's no denying you are a better roster, a deeper roster. Toronto, they do have some quality players over there, but you know, you talked about how chaotic and up and down their offense can be, especially Chad Kelly. He can burn you, but he can also give you the game.
Yes.
And this is one where you have to go and take that game. Bait him all day, Tyrell Ford.
I was going to say, if you're Tyrell, are you just like,
yeah, can't let Coxie go off though, because he's a big weapon.
Yep.
He is a big weapon. So I would say treat it kind of Philpott-esque. Don't let this one player beat you, and we'll take it from there.
Yep. Also worth mentioning, this is the family day game of the week or game of the season for the Elks. So youth 17 and under get in free. So
pump that.
Take youth pump 17 and under get in free for this one.
There should be no reason Commonwealth's not oozing.
It's a 1 p.m. game on a Saturday, which I think for a family environment, a little bit more conducive. But even if that's not your vibe, like you got, you've talked about this. We talked about this on Elk Central. Like, you know, you get the party rolling a little bit earlier after the game as a player, right? For those matinee games. Yeah. So,
and look, it's still only Monday right now, but as of right now, we're getting told it's going to be 22 degrees and slightly cloudy. There's a few clouds out there, so it's a perfect time to get out.
Honestly, for me,
no weather issues.
Kind of ideal football weather too.
Oh, it's perfect.
Like perfect. Sun's not necessarily like Blair, like it's good weather, but it's got some good vibes to it.
Yeah, a little crisp in the air deck.
Yeah. We talked about a couple of weeks ago, I think, what the crowd would look like. You guys, I think, said 25, 28. I said, let's get 30.
Said 30.
You know, maybe that's a generous number when you only hit 32 with Saskatchewan coming to town, but there's no reason this can't be
especially
25
with the
plus.
Free ticks given out.
Yeah, of course.
You don't want that to be the reason, but if you're going to get some free ticks to some youth, man, you'd think those numbers would be jacked.
And another thing I've kind of realized, I think, or maybe noted is, you know, despite these two losses, I think most people are pretty understandable about who those two losses were against, and the Saskatchewan game, especially the nature of which it happened. So I don't think people, to my eyes and ear, are all of a sudden out on this club because they've lost 2 games. Like I think the fan interest is very much still there. The support is very much still there. This team built such a good base from doing what they did to start the season 6-1 and just, you know, packing Commonwealth for that Saskatchewan game and just putting on some really good electrifying performances for the fan interest to be there. So I don't think these 2 losses are all of a sudden we're going to see 12K in the stands.
No, you beat both those guys already.
Yeah.
You're 1-1 against them. It's not like you're 0-2 against both of them. You're 1-1 against you lost the last 2, but you won the first 2.
Is true, but the thing about football is it's so week to week.
It is. What have you done for me lately?
It is all what have you done? So like, say fellas, I hate to go here mentally, but say they lay an egg against Toronto. It's like, then there's a little bit of that
because
creeping in,
because I don't think those losses to Montreal and Saskatchewan are going to completely alienate fans and say like, I'm not going to this, forget about it. If you have a real bad performance against Toronto, you know, it's possible, maybe, but I still think the base. I don't agree. Like, I definitely don't think they're going to against Toronto.
It's football,
and I still think the base they built for this fan base and doing what they did early in the season, like that has resonated with people, and they understand like, hey, it's football. You're probably not going to go 18-0. This is a good team with some really, really electric players. Like we get our money's worth when we go to see these guys. So, do we want to do a focus player of the week? Is there anything else you guys want to touch on, like keys to the game, anything like that?
Toronto's offense, that's kind of where it all begins and ends. Just quarterback position.
They got a gunslinger and they got a really good receiver in the Monte Coxie. But I feel like those two, Chad Kelly, especially with the rate he turns the ball over, those two are far more takeoutable of the game than some of the teams you've seen this past week. So.
We need to stop harming ourselves. So we need to keep those penalties low.
Yep.
We can't have any turnovers. We got to find a way to turn the ball over, and we got to make the most of any opportunities we get out there.
Red zone.
Keep up the red zone trend. That's what I was going to say. Keep up the red zone trend of scoring in the red zone.
Because they haven't been doing that at a good pace here lately.
Another thing, like, take shots against this Toronto team. Like, if you want to play a little safer against...
I mean, Cody's been doing that all year.
Cody
almost.
really has. But I'm saying, like, if you want to play it a little safer against like a Montreal defense, I can understand that. Like Toronto, you can take some shots against them for sure. Do you guys have focus players of the week?
Yeah, you know what? I will look directly at, this won't be on one player, but I'll go at the back of your secondary. You've got Kenny, who's injured. Who knows where we're sitting with him? Cordell, I think, has been dealing with an illness or something like that, but he's had 2 extremely tough matches the last couple. So he needs to find a way to win this next one. Tyrell's been doing his thing. So, I mean, you kind of leave him off the list here. But we know what Chad Kelly is. We know Chad Kelly likes to throw the ball. That's going to open up opportunities for the defensive backs to have to make plays. So I'm looking directly at the secondary for here, partly because Chad Kelly does what he does, but partly because they seem to be a little bit injured too.
And then now I'll take the same exact mentality and logic that you applied, and I'm going to apply that to the defensive line for the double E to get Chad Kelly uncomfortable, to make him throw it quick, to make him see some ghosts out there, to give the defensive backs better chances at those picks.
Yep.
I think if you can get after him and rattle him a bit, because he shows he is prone to getting rattled, and like visibly he'll show it. Get after him, rattle him, talk all the smack in his face, get him off his game, get him focused on things that aren't football, and then the turnovers will come.
Dude, he's probably one of like the top 3 most emotional players in the league.
Yeah.
And just like in terms of you can shake this guy.
You can shake him.
You know? Like my focus was going to be the defensive line as well. For very similar reasons. Like I think if you can get in Chad's face and make it uncomfortable for him, like he's going to make mistakes. The DBs, I know last game wasn't their best outing, but they, are going to do what they're going to do, and they can do what we've seen them do. Terrell Ford, namely with getting some of those takeaways. And he's just he's a quarterback who's prone to mistakes. The other thing is like, we kind of stopped beating this horse a little bit, but like Robbie Smith, he's seen some good field time. He's getting paid a ticket, and we're not always seeing the most from him. So and Malik as well. Like I don't want to say Malik's he'll eat double teams, and he's had some really, really good pressures, but we might have expected like just a touch more. Is that fair to say? Yep. So these guys against a quarterback like that, he is one of the guys who will like try and make something out of nothing to a fault, I would say.
Yeah.
And if you can get in his face and make it uncomfortable for him, like he's going to make those mistakes.
What's this Toronto offensive line look like? Because this is an opportunity. If you're talking about the defensive line, is this an offensive line that's the same caliber? They got some holes out there. You want some opportunities you can take advantage of?
They're not.
They're the most like average offensive line in the league, I would say.
Are you on CFL.ca?
I am, yeah.
Can you pull up sacks?
Yeah, the sack leaders.
Yeah, sack. Yeah, like teams giving up. Per team.
Yeah. Let me pull that up.
Take your time, and I'll answer Rick's question. Their offensive line isn't a unit that's a wildly strong unit. They're average at best, I would say, Rick. They have a couple of good players. Nicastro stands out to me. He's a good young player that's drafted not too long ago. But no, they don't have anybody that's like, amazing. But they're not a horrid unit either. I would say they're probably lower end of the teams in terms of sacks given up. I mean, low meaning like they've given up a lot.
Just pulling it up here. Sorry, I scrolled through the entire the PDF, by the way, is only updated to the week prior to this one.
It's not updated.
They never get the PDF up by Monday morning when we do this. So that's why we don't go over it as much as we maybe should, but it's like, it's not updated. Like
it won't be a crazy difference, especially sacks. It'd be like 3 or 4 different, but
they are... Yeah, they're middle of the pack. They've given up 15 sacks on the season, but that wasn't including this past week.
Okay, who's the best and the worst?
The best in terms of least given up?
Yeah.
Montreal only given up 7 sacks this season. I think we could have
7 sacks through 8.
I know.
9 games.
We probably could have guessed that one.
Well, I wouldn't have guessed 7 though. That's low.
That's low. But you would have guessed them as a team.
Yeah. 7 through 9 games. That is good.
Yeah. And then the worst is BC.
How many?
20. And this is 1 week off, so we could go pull the numbers, but
it's okay, Deck. It's okay.
Yeah, cool. We're not numbers guys. They confuse us. Okay, good. Anything else on that Toronto Edmonton. I totally blanked on the second team, but look at that. ElksNation.
Yeah, I think they're playing that.
I think they're playing the Edmonton Elks. Okay, in that case, do we want to get to some betting lines of the week? Okay. First game of the week, BC at Calgary. Whose line is it anyway? Guess the spread, guess the over-under.
Calgary by 3.5. Spread is 64.
Yeah, I'll go Calgary 2.5, and then it's in Calgary.
It's in Calgary.
Oh, and man, I tell you this, I think they're gonna crack the 70s. I think the number will be 66.5.
You're close. So the over-under is 64.5.
Ooh.
The spread, I'm a little surprised. It's 5.5 for Calgary.
Yeah.
Where are you guys going with this one? I like BC at plus 5.5.
Over 64. I'll take that.
Okay. I'm cool with that. I think
I'm taking
Rick,
the
you'd be
over.
cool with that too. Yeah. I just bet Calgary's overs.
I like BC at 5.5.
I do too. You cool with that, Rick?
Yep.
Okay. Next one, Friday Night Football, which by the way, like growing up, could not wait for Friday
Oof.
nights. Like it was,
With the Movati watch.
yeah, man. Oh,
Movado. What was it? Movado? Or?
I think it was Movado.
Yeah,
but
Movati's the gym.
that panel of Randorf,
It was so
Jock Klein, Schultze,
Jock
Matt
Klein.
Dunnigan,
Yeah, it was
with
good.
Chris Cuthbert and Glenn
Yeah.
Suter on the call. Like
Yeah,
I'd do
loved
anything
it.
to have that panel back. Anyway, the spread for the, or sorry. Guess the spread, guess the over under.
Go ahead, Rick.
Which game are we talking here? Friday night is who?
Yeah, Ottawa at Winnipeg.
Ottawa at Winnipeg. Winnipeg minus 4.5. 48.5 is the total.
Winnipeg 7.5. 54.5 total.
So it's 6.5 for Winnipeg, and the over under is 56.5. I don't love picking Winnipeg at minus 6.5 against anyone, just because like we've talked about it. They're the most kind of right there. Like, I don't know. That seems like a few too many points, but I will take it against Ottawa.
It's only a touchdown.
Yeah, it's Ottawa.
So I think we're all kind of in agreement there. And then the over under, I don't know if I said it, but it's 56.5.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you guys come on? I kind of like the under.
Yeah, I'd lean to the under on this one.
Yeah.
You're cool with the under. Okay. I like that.
Because Winnipeg's not slinging points around either.
No.
They're going to try and go through radio. It'll
And
be a
their
slowed down
home
game.
record's not great, so you want to just like slow the game
Yeah, it'll
down.
be a slowed down game.
This is like, again, not to pick on Ottawa. That is a team that when you play at home, you're going to get right spot.
Yeah.
And they're coming off a bye. This is, I'll also say this, like growing up, this would be like the quintessential game I would miss. The one game. Like the Prairie Rivals against Ottawa. You know what I mean? Saturday, big one, Toronto coming into town, playing the Elks. Guess the spread and guess the over and under.
I'll go green and gold by 3.5, and I will take 56.5.
Edmonton 2.5. 58.5.
So it is 3.5. Rick got that one. The over under is 61.5. I like Edmonton at 3.5, minus 3.5. I don't know where you guys are at on that.
Mhm.
I don't know why. Kind of like the under. It's just speaking to me.
I can dig it.
Yeah, no, I would lean at the under here as well.
You guys are cool with the under?
This is one of those games where if we step up and kind of do our thing defensively, they're going to do it. And then offensively, you won't have to put up as many points. So I can see this being on the under with us covering the 3.5.
Yeah, I can dig it.
You're cool with the under there?
Yeah.
I'm not logged in, so I'm taking a pic of these so I can bet it later. Final game of the week, Saskatchewan in Hamilton. Guess the spread and guess the over-under.
Sask by 6.5. Oh, the over-under is going to be 55.
I'll go Saskatchewan 7.5 and 52.5.
It is 6.5 for Saskatchewan, obviously. The over-under 56.5.
I said 55. Close.
Yeah, you were close.
Sask in the under.
6.5 is a lot to give up at home. And I feel like Harrison Frost could just have a week where you're like, whoa.
And how many receivers are out for Sask?
I know,
big
like,
dogs?
yeah. Now they do move the ball around pretty well,
Yeah,
all things
they do.
considered. That line just scares me. 6.5 for Sask scares me, but I also don't know if I can pick a 4th string quarterback.
That's what I'm saying.
Against
that's
the
war on
reigning,
that.
right?
Like you're beyond a backup at this point. Yeah. So it's like, are they going to generate a ton of offense? That's how I look at it always.
They stayed in that BC game a little bit.
BC's not good though. And BC had a lot of drops.
All right. Saskatchewan minus 6.5.
I'm taking it.
Okay. And then over under.
Under.
Yep.
You guys want the under, hey?
You'd like?
Yeah, I don't see Hamilton put up.
I don't see Hamilton generating points.
I don't know, dude. For some reason, you know what?
15.
I'll bet the under, obviously, but I'm gonna sprinkle a little.
See, my own, Hamilton's not put up the points, and Saskatchewan's got some injuries there.
I'm gonna sprinkle a little of my own on Saskatchewan plus
There's
6.
a double whammy for it, actually.
Yeah. Okay, so a $30 bet on, let's just recap them real quick. We have BC at plus 5.5 in Calgary and the over at 64.5. We have Winnipeg at minus 6.5 and the under at 56.5 as they play host to Ottawa. We have Edmonton at minus 3.5 and the under at 61.5 as they play host to Toronto. And we have Saskatchewan at minus 6.5 and the under at 56.5 as they're in Hamilton. So a $30 bet on this one, bet with ElksNation, will pay out $4,499.05.
Just need one
on an unnamed sports book.
Just need one. Yep. Just one, guys.
What will you guys do? Because that's about what? That's $1,300 each.
When we hit that?
No, that's way more than $1,300.
When we
each.
hit that,
It's
we're
like,
going to the pint for Wings Wednesday.
Let's go.
16. Yeah, we are.
We'll go spend some money in the pint.
Yeah, we will.
Support local.
Yeah, we will. All right. Bet with ElksNation. Bet with Elks. Well, maybe I'll make a graphic and throw this out there for that. But might wait till we get a sportsbook sponsor.
Let's do it. Speaking of call, I got a call from Jason Gregor just now.
Really?
What's the boss want?
Just now?
Big
Yeah,
man.
just now. He knows we're shooting. Uh-oh.
I mean, did I get one?
Personnel moves.
Just my mom. Yeah. All right. Do we have a little Rick's rant?
Yeah, definitely. Look, I get it. It's, you got your electronics. You can't just throw them out, right? You can't just throw them in the garbage. There's a lot more to it than that. But please explain to me why I have to pay to recycle these things. I can easily just have a TV die, take it outside, put it by the garbage can, wash my hands with it and forget it. But instead, they want me to take it over to the recycle, which is fine. I'll go out of my way and I'll do that. But then you want me to pay for that too?
Yeah.
You got to explain that one to me.
All I can say in regards to this, Rick, is you're an extremely better citizen than I am.
Yeah.
Because I'm pulling up to your local mall dumpster behind the mall and I'm putting that sucker in the communal dumpster.
Yeah.
You are a better man than me.
I tend to go that direction.
Man. You want us to recycle. I get it. Make it worth it.
And I feel you because I do plenty of drops at the eco station. Like I've done electronics.
Yeah.
Normally as well, what I do is I'll hide my electronics under the free items, like the wood and stuff you're allowed to dump. So that way I'm not getting charged for it.
Like that move.
There's a lot of things like this. Like I don't have a single specific example. This is a good one, but there are a lot of things like this where it's like, you're kind of primed and you like to, hey, do the right thing, but it'll cost you. And it's like, well, like you're not exactly making this.
Oh, make it easy.
Easy.
Just drop it off. Cool.
Yeah.
If I just have to drive it there, whatever, I'll do that part. But I have to drive it there and now I have to pay for it too.
Mm-hmm.
Come on now.
Well, I've done a lot of dumpster drops in my life. A lot, boys. Yeah.
How many a month you reckon?
A month?
Yeah.
No, not monthly, but a lot of moves.
Yeah.
Like I've moved in the past 10 years. I've moved like 8 times.
Really? Eh?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Just with football and here. Just since I've retired, I've moved in 3 different places since 2019.
Really?
Since we've been here. Yeah. We're in our initial rental of a townhouse. Then we leveled up. We were renting a real house. Then we bought our place.
Yeah. Fair. Makes sense. Yeah. I'm telling you, man, there are a lot of things you're supposed to do that are like, quote unquote, the right thing, but society doesn't always make it easy on you to do it. You know what I mean? Like there's like a lot of hoops you got to jump through.
A lot of hoops, man. A lot of red tape.
All right. Blind ranking to finish up the show.
I think we're ready to roll. Okay. So for today, we're going, it's not the family, secondary Simpsons characters.
Okay. I like this.
And
This is
we're
good.
not talking anything new here. So if there's somebody new that I don't know about, we're not going there.
Staple legends.
Do you have a clear 1-1 in your mind before the list gets read?
Vaguely.
Okay.
Yeah,
You could probably put
vaguely.
together a bit of a list.
Yeah, I do.
All right. So we're going to start it off with one of my favorites, Sideshow Bob.
Sideshow Bob.
He has got some classic episodes
Yeah,
out
he
there.
did.
He does.
4.
Yeah, I'll go 4.
I do now have a clear number 1. I
Yeah.
hope you bring it up, Rick.
Okay, well, now we're going to the medical professional doctor, Nick Riviera.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
You know, sidebar, Dr. Hartman in Family Guy, clear, like number 1.
Dr.
Him
Hartman.
and Tom Tucker are clear 1 and 2 secondary
I'm going
characters.
to go 5 for that, Rick.
Oh, I was thinking I might go 3.
We're looking next door. We're talking Ned Flanders.
I'll go 3 there.
I'll put Flanders 2. He's pretty iconic.
Mm-hmm.
And sticking it close to my personal life here, we'll go back to the bar with Mo Sizlak.
Oh man, I had a clear number 1, so I got to put Mo number 5.
What will be my number 2 then?
Yeah.
Who's number 1?
Now we're going Monty.
Oh.
Monty Burns,
Yeah,
Mr. Burns.
that was my number 1.
Really,
That was
eh?
my number 1. Yeah. So I'm happy with
And
that.
he's
I
my number 1 too.
Who were you thinking of?
Willie.
Yeah, groundskeeper
Groundskeeper
Willie.
Willie.
Groundskeeper
I'm
Willie.
also a
would've
big
been
fan
good
of Troy McClure, Phil Hartman,
Chief Wiggum.
R.I.P.
Wiggum.
Chief Wiggum's I think a funny one. They got some good characters. in
Yeah,
that
there
show,
is
man.
some good ones.
Yeah, they did it.
I
right.
wasn't even, I'll be honest, I didn't even think Burns.
Really. That was my.
Didn't
that was
even
my
think
number
of
one.
him.
His assistant too. What's his
I
assistant?
was waiting on Mo and
Yep.
some of the others.
Good
Cool.
one. All right.
Yes.
Yeah. So is that it? Is there anything we missed?
No, this was thorough, man.
I'm always worried we'll, finish shooting and like news came out that we didn't look at. Like Cody Fajardo, 2 amputated legs out for the season. So hope we didn't miss that. But
And then they play on Saturday.
yep, Saturday
So,
at 1.
you guys going to do your thing on Sunday or you want me to video in or
Yeah, we're cool with whatever.
We can figure out this. We can figure out this week.
Whatever you want to
whatever's
do.
easiest.
I'm even happy to do Saturday evening, but I guess that probably won't work for you, Rick. Yeah, he just shook his head. He shook his
Hard
head before
no.
I got the
Yeah,
sentence
hard
out.
no.
Yeah, that was I messed that one up. That was my bad. Okay, well, we will talk to you on Sunday. Go Elks, pack the stadium. Thank you for listening.
Yeah.
Love you guys.